In the ShePodcasts group, a fantastic podcaster named Erin asked the question, should I or should I not trademark my podcast name? Erin, it's a really good question. Trademarks, let's just very quickly recap. Trademark just means that you own the mark for something. You own the name or the identity for something so that no one can come along and usurp you and steal it. We've gone through this process many times at Rebel Base Media with various trademarks in varying different countries for varying different things, and the process actually isn't too difficult. As with anything legal, I would always urge seeking actual legal counsel, and I highly recommend a friend of mine. This is not an affiliate link, but a friend of mine, Mr. Gordon Firemark. He's the podcast lawyer. Look him up, Gordon Firemark. Tell him that Mark Asquith sent you, and he'll be good to you. He'll be good to everyone anyway. It's Gordon. He's a great guy. Check out Gordon Firemark for more legal advice on this. But here's my 2 cents on this, Erin. Yes, you should look at doing that. It's not that complex. It does cost a little bit of money, but I think ultimately it's worth doing it. In my view, it's not essential that you do it, because if you can prove that you've been trading with a specific name for such a long time anyway, and there isn't a pre-existing trademark that was there before you started trading, then you have a lot of grounds anyway to claim right to that. What I would say with that is that, like I said, I'm not a lawyer, but I would say that if you are worried about it, if you are concerned about it, then yes, of course, start that trademark process. But if you can't afford it, if you've got 1,000 different things that you need to spend money on, if your podcast is just a hobby, then you can't really justify the few $100 that it's going to take to get this done, then it shouldn't be something that keeps you up at night. Because let's be fair, you know, worst case, and I'm talking worst case scenario, you have to change your name. And this really is worst case devil's advocate stuff. If you have to change your podcast name, your listeners are still there because they're subscribed to an RSS feed. That's not going away. You could change your name to anything else and they would still be subscribed to that feed, even if the feed was called something else. That's how RSS feeds work. Don't let it give you sleepless nights, all right? But if you can afford it and if you want the peace of mind, then yes, start that trademarking process. And the process to be aware of is that it's different in different countries. The United States is very different to the UK, very different to Europe, mainland Europe, and so on and so forth. So this is why I always recommend talking to a lawyer. The lawyer that I recommend is a friend of mine, Mr. Gordon Firemark, out there in the United States, who's just wonderful. We actually once saw Captain Marvel, the movie, together, which was fascinating, just as it came out at Podfest. And Gordon's just such a good guy. He will help you out. If you're worried about trademarking your podcast, if you have questions, do let me know, either by reply, either on Twitter, either on the comments on YouTube, whichever you want to do to get in touch, and go and see Gordon Firemark. He will help you out. But don't let it give you sleepless nights. And if you want that peace of mind, consider trademarking and protecting that podcast name.